Good morning. How are you? This is Deepak, and I am getting ready to share my daily reflection with you, and waiting for all of you to come on so we can start this conversation. And I want to say once again that I'm extremely grateful to you for participating with me in these conversations. Your feedback, positive or negative, is always helping me. Hello, Joanne Cooper. Hello, Juan. Hello, Rosa Marie Varga. Hello, Vivian Williams. Hello, Anna Victoria Arroyo. Hello, Valian Minkhart. Hello, Vlad Bariba. Hello, Shraddha. Shraddha is always here. Adukla. Hello, Karen Pretty. Hello, Jennifer Caress. Hello, Glinda. Hello, Norma. Okay, we're up to 700 people, so I think we can begin our conversation today. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Victoria. Hello, Linda. Hello, Sarah DeLuca. Hello, Tina Romero. Hello, Jennifer Jacobs. Hello, Jane Isbell. Hello, Jennifer Caressa Smith. Hello, Sarah Ilig. Hello, Cindy. And hello, Ari Abdullah. Hello, Lily Montgomery. Hello, Anna Ordonez. Hello, Dwight Baylor. And hello, everyone. We're up to 1,000 people here, so I think we can begin our conversation. Okay, and then I'll come back to your comments. If you agree, send me a like, and if you don't agree, send me a like as well. But also tell me what you don't agree with, so that we can all be on the same page. Hello, Svetlana. Hello, Erica. Hello, Cecilia. Hello, Mariah. Okay, we're up to 1,000. So I'm going to start our conversation with the mystery of the coffee cup. And once we understand this mystery, I hope you will also see that the solution to understanding the mystery of the coffee cup is actually the solution to solving the mystery of ourselves and also of the universe. The mystery of the universe and the mystery of you, the mystery of me, is also the mystery of the coffee cup. So let's examine this coffee cup from two perspectives. From the perspective of modern science and the scientific model, and then from the consciousness perspective. And let's see if we can get to the same place, okay? So this coffee cup is made of glass. Glass is mostly carbon, and I think anyway, and that's coffee inside. And the coffee is many things: carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, and probably a bunch of other chemicals, but all from the periodic table. So this coffee cup is made of atoms that are also subatomic particles. And the subatomic particles are made of protons, neutrons, electrons, and protons are positive charges, electrons are negative charges, but they're equal in magnitude in an atom. And the protons are held together. The protons are actually the coming together of quarks, which are smaller particles held together by gluons. In any case, I think we all agree that the coffee cup is made of subatomic particles, and and so is the coffee, and actually so is my body. My body is also made of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and other elements of the periodic table, and the particles themselves are ultimately made of what are called possibility waves in mathematical space, which is called Hilbert space, which is an infinite dimensional space. And these probability waves are waves of probability that define the statistical likelihood of finding an electron upon measurement. In other words, as we go down the scale of this coffee cup and the coffee, we actually end up with nothing, probability waves. And there's a level where everything disappears. And this level is called, by scientists, the Planck level. So in the late 1890s, physicist Max Planck proposed a set of units to simplify the expression of physical laws. Using just 5 constants in nature, including the speed of light and the gravitational constant, you, me, and even aliens, if they exist from Apple Centauri, could arrive at these same Planck units. So by the way, I'm reading this now from the internet. So the basic Planck units are length, mass, temperature, time, and charge. Let's consider the unit of Planck length for a moment. The proton is about 100 million trillion times larger than the Planck length. To put this into perspective, if we scale the proton up to the size of the observable universe, the Planck length would be a mere trip from Tokyo to Chicago. The 14-hour flight may seem long to you, but to the universe it would go completely unnoticed. The Planck scale was invented as a set of universal units, so it was a shock when those units also turned out to be the limits where the known laws of physics applied. For example, a distance smaller than the Planck length just doesn't make sense. The physics breaks down. Physicists don't know what actually goes on at the Planck scale, but they can speculate. It's a very important question to ask here. Who or what speculates? In this case, we call them physicists. What is a physicist other than human consciousness that has learned the rules of this mathematical and scientific construct called physics? But never mind that for a moment. Some theoretical particle physicists predict all fundamental forces: gravity, the weak electroforce, which is also electromagnetism, the strong force which holds the quarks together. They all finally merge into one force at this level of energy, the Planck level. Quantum gravity and superstrings are also possible phenomena that might dominate at the Planck energy. The Planck scale is the universal limit beyond which currently known laws of physics break. In order to comprehend anything beyond it, we may need new kinds of physics. But I think what I'm saying here is there's a level of existence where the laws of physics break down, where there is no such thing as matter, energy, information, or even space-time. What's there? We don't know. Whatever there is inconceivable and imperceivable. You cannot conceive it, and you cannot perceive it, and you cannot talk in terms of space-time, energy, information, or matter. You can only talk about possibilities at this level. But the Planck scale exists. It doesn't exist as an experience. It definitely exists as a theoretical construct which gives rise to other theoretical constructs like particles, space-time geometry, information, energy, matter, etc. So the Planck level of existence exists, even though it's not an experience. You, I, and this coffee cup, and the coffee, and the space inside the coffee, and the space outside the coffee, which is the same space, by the way, and the space that makes up the coffee, the space between particles and electrons and all that, that's also a huge space in the glass itself. So the space is pervading this volume inside the coffee cup, everything outside extending to in the direction of infinity, but the space permeates and transcends the appearance of the coffee cup as well. But even that disappears at Planck scale. So what exists? Well, something must exist, otherwise you and I wouldn't exist. So you and I are actually the visible, observable, perceptual experiences of or expressions of whatever is happening at the Planck scale, where the laws of physics actually break down. So it's inconceivable. It is nothing material or even conceptualizable. Katie Hahn says, I'm 99.9% nothing. Actually, you're 100% nothing. The 0.01 that appears as something is also made of nothing. Okay? So, broken down to this level, there's no difference between you, the coffee cup, the coffee, and anything else. Now look at your own body. Look at my hand, look at my glasses, look at the painting, look at the walls, look at your own self, examine your own thoughts, and what you discover is that all of this is made from the same nothingness, a superposition of possibilities. A superposition of possibilities. That's it. That painting, this body, these glasses, these fake diamonds, this hair, this nose, this face, this coffee cup, this glass, this space, this coffee, all made from the same nothingness. A superposition of possibilities that exists right now in order for you and everything else to exist. This, and the Milky Way galaxy, and other universes, and exoplanets, and everything possible. Okay? Isn't that soup? That radically ambiguous, ceaselessly flowing quantum soup of nothingness and entangled possibilities. This is right now what I'm saying is a pretty standard explanation of what we call reality. Okay, this is scientific, but now let's look at the same coffee cup as an experience. So now visually this coffee cup is an experience of colors, shapes and forms. And colors, shapes and forms are not properties of the physical world. They're actually modified forms, appearances of perceptual activity. So visually, this is a perceptual activity that we call seeing, which gives me the experience, colors, shapes and forms. But then on a tactile level, this is a sensation. On the level of taste, this is a flavor. on the level of olfactory experience, this is a smell, and might I dare say, at this morning, it's a delicious smell. So, on the level of sensory experience, this is sensations, either visual sensations, because vision is the sensation of colors and shapes and forms, or tactile sensations, or sensations that we refer to as fragrances, or tastes, or textures. But then there's another sensation which is totally invisible, the sensation of space. We sense space, but we don't sense it in the way perceptually. And then, of course, there's another sensation, time. I'm experiencing this at whatever time it is right now, 10:45 East Coast time in the United States, New York City. But, when you say what time is it now, then it all depends on your location, and not only not your location, but the location of the experience that we call body. Okay, so time, there's no such thing as time in the absolute. What is time from Jupiter or Mars, or I'm experiencing time in New York, but it's not the same as time in Botswana or Burundi or Hong Kong or anywhere else. So on a perceptual and cognitive level, this is a bunch of sensations. And sensations in and of themselves do not have location in space-time. They are also modified forms, all sensations, visual, tactile, olfactory, etc. They're modified forms of awareness. Awareness modifies itself as sensations, and the sensations too are entangled. We call these sensations. Andre says, "I am the coffee cup." Yeah, we're getting there. So on a very fundamental level, every perceptual experience is an entangled sensation. And the same sensation entangled as visual, olfactory, tactile. We also know this now from people who have experiences in synesthesia. So they can hear a taste, or hear a color, or see a sound. Synesthesia, which means all sensations are entangled. Okay, so that means that on the level of experience, not at the level of scientific modeling, this coffee cup and this hand and this nose and that painting and everything else I perceive is actually modified awareness as a sensation, entangled sensations. And sensations have no location in space-time. Just like when you get to the Planck scale, no location in space-time. So you see the coffee cup, the hand, and the nose, and my telephone, my handheld smartphone, which I'm using right now to communicate with you. The photons that are coming all across from intergalactic space, and we are using the energy of those photons right now to communicate, electromagnetic energy, ultimately all come from the same nothingness. In other words, nature goes to exactly the same place to create a galaxy, a cluster of nebulas, a rainforest, a human body, these glasses, and this coffee cup. Nature goes to exactly the same place to create everything that we call existence. All of existence comes from the same location, and that location has no location, ultimately. So, you are the coffee cup. You are the coffee. You are this body. You are also all other bodies that you perceive. And you are also the thoughts that interpret all of that. So once again, nature goes to exactly the same place to create a cluster of nebulas, a galaxy, space, time, energy, information, matter, bodies, stars, and even thoughts. Why do I say even thoughts? Is the thought of a coffee cup and a coffee cup made of the same thing? And yes, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. A thought, a coffee cup, the human body, and the entire universe are made of the same non-stuff, including the sound of that telephone. All made of the same stuff. And that stuff is non-stuff, modifying itself into thoughts, into sensations, and into likes and dislikes, into joy and sorrow, into pleasure and pain, into space-time and gravity, into all that exists. As Ramanand Dixit says, it's very simple. I am the coffee cup, I am the coffee, I am this body, I am all bodies, I am the thoughts I'm experiencing now, but these are only in relationship to other people's thoughts, and they are modified forms of consciousness. There's nothing else. Modifying consciousness into experience. And by consciousness, let's just redefine. Consciousness is that which makes every experience possible, including the notion of the quantum vacuum, including the notion of Planck scale. What is that notion? It is a modified form of consciousness. So the thought of a coffee, the taste of the coffee, the experience of the coffee itself, the coffee cup, are all one non-thing. And that non-thing becomes everything. It's you, me, and everything else. And when we can anchor ourselves in that domain of formless, spaceless, timeless, inconceivable, non-perceptual, fundamental existence, then we have a key to knowing all of existence. So, Shraddha, when are we meeting? We're meeting here right now. Thoughts and things and galaxies and particles and space and time are all one non-thing. Elvira, I am pure consciousness. That's the best we can say. Peter, the gap between the thoughts. Yes, the gap between the thoughts, but the presence in the thought as well. Somebody just said, from separation to salvation. Cheers, very good. Angelina says, love this. Shakira says, awesome. Just being present. Yes, just be present to presence, whether it's that of a coffee cup or a galaxy or your own self, and you are free.